Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is April Sargent. Today I will be creating this look for you. Today's video is a one brand tutorial featuring all Maybelline products. I have on my serum and my sunscreen. I will begin by applying the Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser as my primer. Whoop, didn't mean to get that much on the back of my hand. I'm just gonna dot it around the areas where I have pores I want to try to minimize the appearance of. This primer does have a mattifying effect on the skin. Next, I will apply the Dream Liquid Mousse. My shade is Porcelain Ivory Light 1. Just pump that out, dot it around my face. Gonna use a Revlon flat paddle brush to get that product around. I will then use Real Techniques Expert Face Brush just to buff it in. Give that airbrushed finish. I would say this is light to medium coverage. It feels very creamy, but also a little bit powdery. Next, I will use Instant Age Rewind Dark Spot Eraser. Actually, I have a couple blemishes here that I would like to hide. Just twist that up. It has the sponge tip that is supposed to be antibacterial. Just try to hide these guys. Tap around the edge there. Just blend it in. Then I will use Dream Lumi Highlight Concealer. This is in Radiant. I'm just going to use that right under my eyes. Just give me a little brightness. It's just a little twist up the brush applicator. It's a pinky salmon type color, so it helps neutralize that blue. If you have any blue under your eyes. I'm just going to pat that with my finger to blend it in. Next, I will be using Dream Bouncy blushes. One is the blush and one is the highlight. For blush, I will use Candy Coral. It's a very light peachy coral. I'm going to use a stippling brush, Sigma Duo Fiber. It says powder slash blush, but I use it for my cream products. Just going to dab it right on there. This is a very light blush. These would be really good if you're new to using like a cream product like this, or even just folks who are new to makeup, because it's so easy to go on. It's not as if you're gonna put it on there and it's gonna be really dark and where you go, ah! So this could be a blush for maybe a person who doesn't typically use blush. Of course, the cream is more moisturizing than a powder. So maybe if you have a lot of wrinkles here that you really do not want to accentuate, you could use a product like this. Next, I will use Rose Petal as the highlighter, very light pink. Just dab that right on the same brush, and I'll just go right above where I put that blush. Just gives a nice pinky little glow there. Next, I will use Fit Me blush in Light Nude. I actually am going to use this as a contour, like a bronzer. It is a bronzy, or at least on me, has a bronzy look to it. I'll use my Sigma tapered highlighter brush. Put that right in the product. And then just right under my cheek there, just to give extra definition. I like this because it is very precise. A little bit of that on the temple, that extra definition to the face, and a little bit of color. Then I will switch to Sigma Tapered Face Brush. Use that under the jawline. Also down my neck, on my chest a little bit, just to give a little bit of color. It is very subtle. I'm going to go back to the Sigma Tapered Highlight and just do a little bit on the side of my nose right here. Try to make that look not quite so bulbous. And then also underneath, sort of shorten that up a little bit. You're making a shadow there. You're giving the illusion of when people are looking at you, they're looking at this brighter part and not noticing the darker parts as much, so just camouflaging that and just subtle. Next, I will use Mineral Powder Finishing Veil Translucent Powder to set my foundation. I'm going to use my Marc Jacobs the Face 2 brush, dab that right in there, tap it off a little bit, and then just spot that around. Next, I will do my brows. I will use the Mastershape by Eyestudio in Auburn. Now I will apply Color Tattoo Metal by Eyestudio 70, barely branded. I'm going to use that as my eyeshadow base. I'm just going to use my finger and just tap that on the lid. Just want to give that shadow a little something to adhere to. Just like your paint always seems to do better, be brighter, give you more coverage when you're painting, when you use a primer. Same idea with base primers and eyeshadow primers. Also having a smooth surface, or as smooth as possible, helps. While I let that sit, I will go ahead and do my lip. I have the Maybelline lip pencil. It's in pink 15. Just gonna line my lips and go ahead and fill them in. Filling in the lips with your pencil actually helps lipstick to last longer. Next, I will be using the Colorsensational 065 Hooked on Pink. Like a berry kind of pink. These lipsticks are nice and smooth. I like to apply the Colorsensational High Shine Lip Gloss over the top of the lipstick. This is 30 One Shine Day. It's pinky berry kind of color. It does have silver looking glitter in it. Not a lot, so it's not crazy. Summery lip, I think. For my eye, Eyestudio in 05 Give Me Gold. I'm going to do a little bit of this color in the inner corner, the next color on the lid, follow with this color also on the lid, and then work this one in the outer corner and the crease. I've had this brush for a while. I rubbed the name off of it, but it's standard shader brush. Dip that in that first color, the lighter color. It's sort of a champagne. Go right there in that inner corner. Using that same brush, I'll go into that golder shade, pack that on next to that. Next, I will use this small shader brush. This is from Coastal Scents. It's BRC N01. I'll go into that more coppery shade. I get right there and blend it over. Next, I will use e.l.f. Professional Eye Crease Brush, and I will go into that darker shade and work on that outer corner. Use my Sigma E25 blending brush, go into that lighter shade there and use that as my brow highlight, and then also just to help blend. I I'm gonna smudge some of these colors under my eye. I'm gonna go back to this small shader brush. Actually, it's not very wide. I think I'll just do all the colors there. I'll do the light one here, gold one next, and the copper. That dark on the outer. The light shade in the inner corner. The gold. Copper. Lastly, that darker shade. And put that on that outer corner. Next, I'll do my liner, Eyestudio gel liner in brown. I will be using my Sigma eyeliner E10, and I do try to lift my eyes, the shadows, and with the liner as well. Dip it right in there. If it gets a little goopy, wipe it off there on the side. I like to start back and pull forward. Mascara I'm using is the Rocket Volume Express Waterproof. Hey, there's the final look. Thank you for joining me. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more beauty related videos. See you next time.